Act like you're happy to see them. Welcome.
please rise for the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hide at the twilight's last gleaming, whose but stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say does the Star-Spangled Banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Excuses! Excuses are tools of incompetence, used to build monuments of nothingness and bridges that lead to nowhere. And those who make frequent use of excuses will rarely accomplish anything else.
Scholars, you may be seated. Invited guests, you may be seated. Good morning, all. Welcome to the 8th commencement ceremony for the Brooklyn School for Math and Research. Give it up for the class of 2022. My name is Dr. Rainey. I am the principal of Be Smart. And this morning, we are going to have a fantastic celebration for this distinguished group of young people. So first and foremost, I'm going to welcome to the podium your mistress of ceremonies, our one and only, our APO, Miss Deanna Torres.
So good morning, everyone. Thank you. So on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration here, I want to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for Be Smart's 8th graduating class. So as you will hear today from our various speakers, the 2022 cohort is a unique class in their own right. You're an academically accelerated and spirited group that has not only gained acceptances to the most prestigious college and universities in Be Smart history, but acceptances with the largest number of full and partial scholarships. Congratulations. So by doing so, you have shown us that you challenge boundaries, break out of them, and redefine them. So it has been a joy to watch you excel as scholars over the last 4 years, overcome challenges, and grow into the young men and women that you are today. You'll be greatly missed. So now, without further delay, I'm going to introduce our 2022 commencement speaker, Ms. Robin Bromwell Stewart. So Ms. Bromwell Stewart serves as the Deputy Director of Toll Operations, Customer Experience, and Strategic Planning for the Tunnels, Bridges, and Terminals Department within the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. In this role, she is responsible for day-to-day management and oversight of all aspects of toll revenue collection and customer service, including revenue collection, revenue recovery, and toll equipment operations and maintenance. Ms. Bramwell Stewart oversees one of the nation's busiest transportation networks, which includes the GW Bridge, Goethals Bridge, Outer Bridge Crossing, Bayonne Bridge, and Lincoln and Holland tunnels, which together generate more than $1.6 billion in annual revenue. Before joining the Port Authority, Ms. Bramwell Stewart was an associate and VP at J.P. Morgan Securities, where she worked as a municipal finance banker. A graduate of Howard University, we have 2 students going there, and Brooklyn Law School. Ms. Bramwell Stewart began her career in the New York City Office of Labor Relations and then became a labor and policy analyst in the Council of the Governor of New York. After working in the executive chamber, she became an assistant director and chief negotiator in the governor's office and employee relations. Ms. Bramwell Stewart currently serves on the board of the Billion Oyster Project and Poly Prep Country Day School. Has served on the industry advisory panel for the Urban Assembly School of Global Commerce and on several other charter school boards in New York and Washington, D.C. So please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Ms. Bramwell Stewart.
Good morning, Dr. Rainey, faculty, staff, parents, special guests, and of course, graduates. We're here today to honor and celebrate the class of 2022 of the Brooklyn School for Math and Research. First, I'd like to thank you for inviting me here to share this special day with each of you. As Ms. Torres mentioned, I spent much of my adult life working in government, setting policy, managing millions of dollars in programs, and overseeing critical operations. I worked in law, in finance, and I've raised a family. And yet, when it came time to think about what I wanted to impart to you on this last moment, on your last moments as high school students, I was stumped. I thought back to my own high school graduation many years ago, and realized I could not remember who the keynote speaker was, but I do desperately recall wishing that they would speed it up so that I could get out of my hot cap and gown. So when Dr. Rainey approached me about addressing you, I wanted to be funny and be witty, to share something that would be memorable to you when you think back on this day 10, 20, or 30 years later. Most of all, I was determined to provide you with some inspiring words that you would actually use in life moving forward. As I started trying to organize my comments, I thought it might be good to share with you some of my experiences when I left home for the first time as a young student attending Howard University. I wanted to tell you about some of the self-inflicted wounds I survived and perhaps use that as a way of enlightening you and exciting you about your future. But then I realized that all those cute, funny stories that are inspirational, that people share at commencements, basically all have the same punchline. Don't do what I did. In my case, I didn't take school as seriously as I could have. I called it work-life balance, but my parents called it wasting our money. I could regale you with stories about how I managed to keep decent grades, but I missed out on great opportunities and chances to grow and challenge myself because I wanted to go to parties and date cute guys and sleep in rather than taking 9 a.m. classes. But that didn't seem like a very interesting or inspiring way to send you off to the future. Then I thought perhaps I'd share some inspiring quotes by a world-renowned leader, someone like Gandhi, or an activist such as Marian Wright Edelman, or perhaps something from an artist like Prince. Words that you'd find thought-provoking, something that would be useful to you as you moved forward to the next phase of life. But nothing that I thought of seemed right or meaningful, and it didn't seem like anything that would resonate with you at all. At that point, I decided that perhaps the best approach is simply to give you a couple of pieces of advice that I wish someone had shared with me when I was your age. Something that could be useful, that could be shared with a group of young people that have had a unique set of circumstances in their high school experience. It goes without saying that your class has seen more than its share of challenges getting to today. But on this lovely morning, I think it's worth not dwelling on that adversity of the last 2 years, but to think about celebrating the achievements of this fantastic group of students. So with that in mind, and understanding that I'm standing between you, holding your diplomas, hearing from your classmates, having lunch with your family, going to your graduation parties and barbecues, getting gifts, and the all-weekend turn-up that I know is coming, I will try to keep my remarks short and to the point. So with that, I'm going to give you 4 simple pieces of advice. First, gamify your life. So what does that mean? Well, think about what it's like when you play a video game. Most games are broken down into small tasks that must be completed to advance to the next level. Often they're tasks that seem impossible the first time you do them, but as you attempt them over and over and over again, you find that you can solve the problem, complete the task, and move on to the next level. Well, that's basically just a metaphor for life. Every day is a new level, so set a goal for yourself every day. It doesn't have to be something large and audacious. It can be something as small as, today I'm going to complete this chore. But select a task and set out to achieve it before you end your day. Like a game, you might not level up every day, but as you set small goals and achieve them, you'll find tackling larger goals becomes easier and less daunting. Secondly, don't be afraid to fail. As humans, we're built to learn from our mistakes. Think about how a baby learns to walk. Babies see people walking around upright and quickly figure out that that's what they're supposed to do. They start just by trying to pull themselves up. Often they fall over. But they don't understand that they could hurt themselves, so when they fall, even if they do get hurt, they don't stop trying. They haven't learned to be afraid yet, so they simply try over and over again. Trying and failing is what makes us stronger. Third, use what you've learned as the foundation for the future. You've already mastered some key lessons. For example, many of you always knew that this day would come. If you are someone who knew without a doubt that you'd be here today collecting a diploma, please stand. You are all planners, people who can not only conceptualize a goal, but can lay out a path to get themselves there. Planners are critical in any society. Planners move the world forward every day, and they don't only do it for themselves, they do it for others. Don't underestimate how impactful this quality can be, and know that the rest of us rely on you guys to point us in the right direction. Let's celebrate these young people for not only setting this goal, but meeting it. Okay, y'all can sit now. Now, stand up if you thought you might not be here. If you thought that there was a real chance that you might not complete school for whatever reason. Nobody? You guys have learned one of the most critical lessons needed to be successful. You've learned to be resilient. The world has thrown tough obstacles at you, and you've been able to figure out ways over, under, around, and through those obstacles. Being able to rebound when the world throws a curveball at you is a superpower. If you can continue to respond to the challenges in the future in the same way, you'll be successful by any measure. Let's give these strong, resilient young people a round of applause. And if you weren't part of either one of those groups, don't be afraid. You are a living example of potential. Folks who haven't tried and failed or tried and succeed, they're just an example of potential. You haven't set a path for yourself yet, but you also haven't been challenged by adversity. You may be looking for a passion, trying to figure it all out, and I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with where you are, and that at some point you may find yourself in one of those other groups. Use your potential to explore all your possible futures, and know that you don't have to figure it out in a single day. Finally, my last piece of advice to you is I'd ask each of you to take time to love yourself. Many people spend their lives trying to find love externally. And when you look around you today and you see you'll see that manifested in your family, your parents, your friends that are all here supporting you. These folks will always be behind you, cheering you on. But even folks who have the largest support system and tons of people who love them have moments of doubt and feeling alone. In those moments, say kind words to yourself. Make sure you're being loving to your own self. Learning to be comfortable and happy with who you are makes the journey through life so much easier. So with that, I wish you all happiness and success as you move to this next chapter. Go forth and show the world what it means to be smart. Thank you.
All right, everyone. So next we will be hearing from our salutatorian, the student with the second highest GPA in the class of 2022, Doro Ba.
Good morning. Welcome to the graduation for the class of 2022. I'd first like for the class of 2022 to look around to their friends, family, and teachers and thank these people because we wouldn't have been here without the support of our families and our faculty and staff. They have stood by us through our high school career. We all have a story about how we reached this time in our lives, and I want to share mine with you and about the people who impacted it. I was born in the U.S., but I had to move to my parents' home country of Senegal at the age of 6 and came back when I was 10 years old. At my re-entry into the United States, I didn't realize how much I'd forgotten when it came to the language and the school system. I was lost, but I had people there to count on, which was my family. But mostly my parents who pushed me every single day to make sure that I attended school and made sure to go to every single parent-teacher conference to see what I could improve in, and also they encouraged me to take advantage of every single opportunity that came my way. My family has been a very important part of me being where I am, but they're not the only ones. The others are my teachers, who I would like to thank very much, but I would like to mention mostly these two teachers who has really had an impact on what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to thank Ms. Coles and Ms. Jang because they have helped me realize that I want to make a career in mathematics, and I really appreciate Ms. Jang because she has always helped me by informing me of opportunities that has really helped me. The only reason I'm at this stage speaking to you is because of my family and my teachers, so I'm very grateful that they're in my life. I would like to congratulate the class of 2022. We have come so far and are moving on to another step in our lives, from the tireless nights trying to finish our research papers or applying to colleges and scholarships. Every single one of you earned it, so celebrate for passing such a big milestone. Before I finish, I would like to share some words to the graduating class, which is that life is going to be hard. There will be ups and downs, and I just want to say to make sure to live your life to the fullest and take advantage of every opportunity because you won't get that time back. Congrats, class of 2022. I hope you succeed in whatever you do next. Thank you.
Thank you, Doro. You did amazing. So we have two PTA parents that are going to be giving a scholarship today to a few of our students.
Congratulations, class of 2022. Miss Tracy is very proud of you. On behalf of the Be Smart PTA, this is our second year awarding seniors scholarships. So we have this year 3 scholarships for seniors. The scholarships are for $250. The first one is,
This acknowledged that Carlos Hurtado has been recognized for outstanding achievement.
the second one is for Miss Talia Thompson. And last but not least, Tajay Washington. Thank you guys very much.
And I also want to say to the class of 2022, I know the 4 years have gone past so quickly, but now you're on a new road of travel, and I wish you all success in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Tracy and Miss Graham. Okay, so now we have presentation of awards. We have Miss Mickey Bracero, Miss Jennifer Brown, and Miss Martinez.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Miss Mickey, one of the school counselors. I will be presenting. The first award goes to Yusra Sani. She's the most valuable senior. Miss Brown, just come in. Congratulations. The next award is for the Chancellor's Honor Roll. This is for Kiana Bernard. She had the 3rd highest GPA. The third award is for attendance. These 2 students had 100% attendance all year and no latenesses. The first one is for Dora Ba. And the second one is for Kenny Flores. Am I supposed to put on Congratulations, seniors. I'm really proud of you. I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Brown to give out the other award.
Not too much. Okay, so this award goes to 2 students for bringing honor and distinction to the school faculty, the public school system, and the city of New York during the 2021-2022 school year by virtue of achievement in sports. The award goes to, drumroll, Autumn Sneed and Activa Baptiste. Woo! Okay. So in memory of James K. Hackett, valedictorian and president of the graduating class of 1886, Grammar School 69, the Hackett Certificate is awarded in recognition of the greatest proficiency in oratory. The award goes to Adriano Giacola. Congratulations. Okay, so last award I'll be presenting. Next award is the Comptroller Landers Student Achievement Award. It honors New York City students who made outstanding contributions both within and outside their school communities. We proudly present this award to Hafsa Bouillon. Hey, Hafsa. Congratulations. Okay, so at this time, I will have Ms. Martinez. She has a few awards to hand out as well.
No clap for me? Thank you. I was about to leave. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ms. Martinez, parent coordinator. I've spoken to many of you on the phone. This is me. I'm so proud of our babies. Okay, so I'm giving out 2 awards today. The first award I'm giving out is in behalf of the student government. This is a scholarship that is awarded to a senior who has positively impacted the Be Smart community. This student has won the 2022 Student Government Award Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Oh, you can't make new friends. They already know. Okay, so the winner of this award goes to the wonderful Michaela Ross. Yes. Congratulations, my love. Good job. The second award I was asked to present, we needed a resilience award. And I said, let me look up resilience, so I'm not talking out of, you know? So it says, someone who adapts to change, someone who copes with things when things get challenging, someone who's given responsibility and excels under circumstances, right? This student came to us late in the school year, not knowing a word of English, excelled, and still managed to graduate 11th in his class. This award, I would like to take a moment just for his parents to understand, take a moment to translate, okay? A mí me pidieron que presentara este premio para resiliencia, right? Tuve que buscar la palabra para ver exactamente qué significa la palabra. Una persona que sea dichoso, que trabaje duro a pesar de lo que está ocurriendo en su mundo. Ese estudiante llegó a nosotros tarde en el año, sin saber ni una palabra en inglés, ha trabajado durísimo y ha logrado graduarse 11 en su clase. So this award, I'm very proud to present to Carlos Lumitacin Hurtado. Good job. Yes. Buen trabajo, papi. Okay, thank you. And again, congratulations, class of 2022. It has been an absolute pleasure. I know I've worked your nerves. I know I've been hard on you, but we made it. We're here, and you did it, and I am so proud of you.
All right, today, let's give a huge round of applause for all of our recipients of the awards. I will keep the program moving, and at this time, I get an opportunity as the principal of the school to recognize our salutatorian, our valedictorian, and the recipient of the Charles Blackwell Award. Now, the salutatorian and the valedictorian, for those who are uninformed, those tend to go to the students in a graduating class who finished 1 and 2. So the salutatorian, after 4 years of academic struggle, and after 4 years of Regents exams, standardized exams, this is the student that achieved the second highest GPA in the graduating class. The valedictorian, to their credit, going over the same obstacles, is the student that achieved the top GPA of their graduating class. And in a graduating class of 66 students, that was a phenomenal achievement. Last but not least, the Charles Blackwell Award. That is the award that goes to the scholar who earned the highest average of the 3 mathematics state regents exams that they took here in New York City. So the average of the Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2, the highest average of the 3 regent scores earned them the distinction of the Charles Blackwell Award in mathematics. So first up, I want to give the salutatorian award to the one and only Ms. Doro Ba. Give her a round of applause. The valedictorian award goes to Adriano Giacola. And the Charles Blackwell Award for Distinguished Achievement in Mathematics for this graduating class at the Brooklyn School for Math and Research. And no, this is not a repeat. Ms. Doro Ba. Congratulations to the two of them. Fantastic job. We are proud of you. Thank you.
So it is my pleasure right now to introduce 2 members of our faculty, Mr. Fofana and Ms. Coles, who are going to do a musical interlude for us today.
Congratulations, class of 2022. Must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine,
that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long, a beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I have you here right in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Yes, I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. Yes. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. Yes. I could fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. Yes, you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, you are the wind beneath my wings.
That was beautiful. Let's have another round of applause for Mr. Fofana and Miss Coles. Next, we're going to have the class speaker is going to be Yusrat Sani.
Welcome back to the Morning Drive on Love and Light FM. And with us this morning is Joe Boy to learn his new single, Celebration. You enjoy.
Celebration, celebration, jubilation, jubilation, no, 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 celebration, celebration.
Good morning. Good morning, staff, family, friends, and people watching online. And lastly, the graduating class of 2022. It is an honor to be part of the celebration, the 8th graduating class for the Brooklyn School for Math and Research. Wow, what an adventure it has been. We arrived at Bushwick campus 4 years ago, and now it's time for us to leave. In my opinion, these 4 years have gone by so fast, but we all have different ways we interpret the word fast. It seems only like yesterday we were freshmen thinking the baby project in Miss Simmons' class was the hardest part of high school. How embarrassing was it carrying a baby with the random stares you would get from people? Trying to figure out why we had 3 math classes. Shout out to Ms. Coles and Ms. Jang, who's here with us today. And looking generally clueless to the upperclassmen. Now we're the upperclassmen, the seniors who stand here, ready to graduate and move forward in the world. Yet at this moment, we can't help but look back. In the beginning, we measured it in class periods. As the days and weeks passed by, we measured it in semesters. And later in years, we moved on from being those confused freshmen to being okay sophomores who thought they had it all figured out. Then the pandemic occurred. We were once again lost and had to overcome challenges that no one was prepared for. But look around, We made it. We proved to be resilient, strong enough to break the boundaries that held us back. Our time is over, and it's up to the next class to step in our shoes and take over. As the graduating class of 2022, I want us all to take a moment to think about where we have been and where we're going. As we walk into the next chapter of our lives, we must remember we aren't just representing ourselves, but our families, neighbors, and school community. We, as a group, had our fair shares of nasty rumors, bad grades, and breakdowns. However, we have matured into a group of young adults who are intelligent, supportive, amiable, and never afraid to advocate for what they believe in. We currently live in a world filled with more hate than love, but we continue to be positive role models for our underclassmen. We are a part of a generation that fights social inequity because we choose to tune out the ignorance of the world and seek humility. I encourage you to stay compassionate, always take that extra mile out of your day to lift someone else up. The small things will build up to make a brighter tomorrow. Before we can focus on bettering the world, we need to focus on how we can better ourselves and hold ourselves accountable. Lastly, I would like to conclude with this. When I was asked to give a speech today, I asked myself, what has been the most repeated poem that relates to my heritage? There are many, of course, because the Yoruba takes pride and value in her language. When I was in elementary school, we would recite Ishe ni Ogun Ise to instill that hard work pays off. So I'll recite the poem, right? Okay. Múra síṣẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Work hard, my friend. Iṣẹ́ la fi ń di ẹni gíga. Hard work is what makes us attain greatness. Bí a ò bá rí ẹni fẹ̀yìntì, when there's no one to rely on, bí ọ̀lẹ là ń rí, we seem lazy. Bí a ò bá rí ẹni gbẹ́kẹ̀lé, when there's no one to trust, àtàrà mọ́ṣẹ́ ẹni, we focus more on our work. Ìyá rẹ lè lówó lọ́wọ́, your mother might be rich. Bàbá rẹ lè lẹ́ṣin lẹ́kan, your father might have 1,001 horses. Tí o bá gbójúlé wọn, if you bank on them, òtítọ́ ni mò ń sọ fún ẹ, to be frank, you have banked on nothing. Ohun tí a ò bá fara ṣiṣẹ́ fún kì í pẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni. What we do not work hard for doesn't last long. Ohun tí a bá fara ṣiṣẹ́ fún ní pẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni. However, what we work hard for lasts forever. So my dear fellow castmates, wherever the future takes you, perhaps college, gap year, or trade school, remember to be yourself and lead a life you can be proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusrat. So next, our faculty address to the class of 2022 is our very own Mr. Paramananda.
Good morning. Greetings, friends, families, faculty, staff, and the illustrious class of 2022. It is a great privilege to address you on your day making one of the most important accomplishments of your life. Today, we celebrate the end of your high school journey that started 4 years ago. In those 4 years at B-Smart, you, the class of 2022, persevered through one of the most challenging periods in history of our world. Much of your high school experience was different from your siblings and from many that will follow you. You were the class that skillfully navigated through virtual learning, hybrid learning, in-person learning, masks, vaccines, and quarantining in order to arrive at this monumental milestone. The fact that you're here today, despite all of these challenges that were thrown your way, speaks volumes to your persistence, your determination, your strength, and courage. So as you receive your diplomas today, please know that I speak for the entire B-Smart faculty and staff when I say that we are proud of you. We marvel at your accomplishments and revel in your potential. Remember, this graduation ceremony symbolizes not just the closing of one chapter of your life, it is also a celebration as you move into the next chapter. It is a fresh beginning and an exciting time where you will continue to write the story of your life in a new set of blank pages. So as you get ready to embark on this new journey, I urge you to reflect on your time here and ask yourself which path you will take. Will you take the path that is safe and within your comfort zone? Or will you take the path that is filled with adversity and push you to your limits? You might be tempted to take that easier path, but you see, nothing in life is worthwhile if you don't take any risks. Nelson Mandela once said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for life that is less than the one you're capable of living." So, the more difficult path is difficult because it costs you something. That path will test your limits and make you more aware, and in the process, transform you to the best version of yourself. So as you stand ready to etch your mark on this world, decide to take that hard path, the path that is filled with failures, maybe even some disappointments, but will be more meaningful than the easier path. So when you decide on which classes to take this fall at your college or university, be bold. Take those engineering or physics or calculus courses. As you pick your majors, pick a field that you are passionate about above everything else. When you look for jobs and careers, pick the ones that may not pay you well, but you actually enjoy doing. Have the courage to take the path in which you will struggle the most. Believe in your abilities and chase after your dreams. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Mr. P. So next, we're going to be hearing from the valedictorian from the class of 2022, Adriano Giacola.
Thank you. Hello, greetings, Dr. Rainey, administrators, faculty, friends, family, guests, and finally, graduating seniors of the class of 2022. Before I commence my speech, it is with immense gratitude that I welcome and thank you all for being here today as our achievements are commemorated in today's ceremony. It is with great honor that I speak here before you and am so profoundly grateful to be given this opportunity. Looking into the crowd, a sense of relief can be felt in copious amounts as we all made our last trip to be here. Today, we celebrate our achievements and failures, every train and bus ride, every grade, every exam, every sleepless night, and everything that led to this cardinal moment. Today, we celebrate ourselves. As we adjust our focus to the future, it is vital that we look back to a few years to when it all began, 2018. Those 4 years greatly shaped how we perceive the world around us and set us up with knowledge on how to be exemplary members of society. During those 4 years, we got to witness relationships blossom and wither, students and teachers come and go, formation of numerous memories, and we got to share laughs, cries, secrets, and Zoom links, but we never got to witness the construction being finished. But in all honesty, during those 4 years, we were set up against and had to adjust to the unthinkable, COVID. And with a little guidance, managed to make it over to the other side, although wounded with trauma. During those 4 years, we got to witness history firsthand as Black Lives Matter, climate change, and human rights movements and protests took over the nation, solidifying the involvement of our generation in politics and constantly raising the bar for what it means to be an activist. As we remember all the major events that took place during those 4 years, I am beyond excited to see how each of you will continue this initiative in hopes of making the world a better place for everyone. Having seen your passion for opposing major regulations and policies that contradict human rights is beyond heartwarming and inspiring. I look forward to applauding the next Greta Thunberg, Yara Shahidi, Alicia Garza, Patrice Koolars, and Apal Tameti, youth activists that will be walking the stage today, and I will be a first row ticket holder to the change you will be initiating. However, as we circle back, I would like to point out the pride I take in having to share these 4 years with you. And I'm beyond grateful for all the new friendships that come to be and all those that had to go. As I shared my space with you, I got to take a deep dive into so many new cultures, traditions, languages, and much more. Your hospitality and sense of humanity made me feel welcomed and less lonely when the world outside seemed to be violently trembling on the brink of collapse. And can't help but point out again all the new achievements that you will be adding to your trophy shelf as you fiercely head into adulthood and take the world by storm in various fields. Exciting times truly are ahead, and each one of you has their own stone to set in the rocky path of life. I would like to give a major shout out to the family members and friends in the audience whom you should take the time to thank, administrators and faculty members who so patiently put up with all of us for 4 whole years. A special thanks to Ms. Golds for recognizing my potential and ensuring it doesn't go to waste. I would like to applaud Ms. Jane's decision to join us today and thank her for being an excellent mentor and educator. And a special thank you to Jaden De Leon, a best friend whose admirable character made things easier. I would like to conclude my speech by sharing a piece of advice that follows. It is better to know and be disappointed than to not know and always wonder. Best said by Oscar Wilde. So, take the opportunities headed your way and waste no time. With that being said, I, Adriano Jacola, valedictorian of the graduating class of the 2022, congratulate you on your graduation and wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you so much. Shumfale Minderi.
Thank you again to our amazing speakers. We appreciate those words. So, now we come to the moment of truth. I mean, this is not a secret to anyone who's been sitting out there and combing through their programs, wondering what's next. This is the part that we all came for. This is the part that we waited for. And this is the part that brings me the greatest joy and the greatest pride year in and year out. This is the time that we grant you the diplomas. And assisting me with this task are my assistant principals, Ms. Diane Joyce and Ms. Deanna Torres. So, it's a lot of names. Be patient with the old man. But this is what we're here for. So when I call you up, and please, as I said before, let's act like we're happy to see them. The class of 2022. Please rise for the granting of the diplomas. First up, Miss Jennifer Alvarez. Miss Kelly Alvarez. Daniel Arias. Ms. Doro Ba. Actiba Baptiste. Deratu Bekele. Iori Bekele. Angie Bromeo. Kiana Bernard. Hafsa Buyan. Michael Collington. Jaden De Leon. Emily De La Rosa. Jonathan DeLone. Adamola Egbarangbi. Stephen Emmanuel. Kenny Flores Guerrero. Janet Galindo. Omari Guess. Adriano Jacola. Jeffrey Gonzalez. Josiah Graham. Xavier Graham. Alexis Greenwood. Gabriel Ginn Rizzo. The one and only Christopher Hilton. Denise Geraldo. Jaquin Holmes. Deshaun Huntley. Whitney Jean Lewis. Miss Amaya Johnson. Marilee Lantigua. Carlos Lomatasi Hurtado. Selena Jumatasi. Laba Mahmood. Daniele Mejia. Michael Mensah. Richard Stephen Molina. Amaya Morgan. Maxwell Pacheco. Kevin Parada. Natalie Polasin. No. Natalie Pulawasin. Evelyn Pinto. Luis Polasin. Andy Polanco Hurtado. Christopher Randolph. Karan Richardson. Paige Richardson. Joseph Raja. Marie Raja. The one and only Michaela Ross. Carlos Sanabria. Yusra Sani. Tristan Smart. Autumn Sneed. Kayla Soto. It's Talia Thompson. Alex Torres. Tijane Tucker. Manuel Vargas. Ezekiel Vasquez. Ty J. Washington. Last and never least, Miss Elena Williams. A huge round of applause I present to you, the class of 2022. Scholars, you may be seated. Okay. I told you, bear with the old man. So, we are fast approaching the moment when you say your last goodbye. As a student of Be Smart, I just wanted to take a moment, first and foremost, to make some acknowledgments to all who have contributed to making this moment possible. I want to extend a huge thank you to our invited guests, our keynote speaker, Ms. Robin Bramwell Stewart. I know that he's somewhere out there, but my good friend from New Visions, Mr. Lydell Carter, a huge shout out for all that he's done. Mr. Brown from Medgar Evers College Prep, who continues to support us over 10 years. I also want to give a huge shout out to Level 3 Gripper and her team of agents for making this morning possible. They have done an amazing job, just like every day, ensuring the safety of all of our school community. I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Denise, Miss Yolanda, the entire cafeteria crew. Morning, noon, and night, the best free in Bushwick. To the custodial team, Mr. Ferreira, especially Jose, Sammy, Tomas, for all that they do, making this a reality. They're out here early in the morning making sure that this is where we need to be. I also want to thank my PTA president, Ms. Marta Torres, and her executive committee for all that they have done. I mean, scholarships are the goal that they set out for every year. And last year they gave scholarships out to 2 scholars, this year 3. So, and that is at the contributions of the entire school community. So thank them, and I want to thank all of my parents. Please give a huge shout out to the hardest working parent coordinator in the DOE, Ms. Martinez. And at this time, I'd like to ask the Be Smart faculty and staff to please rise, please. Humor me. These are the folks that is all about, this is what it's all about. Please give them a huge round of applause. The Be Smart faculty and staff, tell them thank you. I hope Ms. Jang stood up too. I also want to give a special thank you, and she may or may not be here, but Ms. Filda Whitley from BSSJ, she took the point this year for the outdoor ceremonies, so she made sure that we connected all of the dots and secured the sound. And wherever Ms. Filda Whitley is at, I want to say thank you to her. And a thank you to all of my colleagues in the building. Principal Blissett, Principal Cooper, and Principal Sandoval. They make a dynamic building council, and I'm proud to call them my colleagues here on the Bushwick campus. It goes without saying, I would not be able to do this work without the efforts of my dynamic administrative team. I mentioned their names earlier. I do not do them enough justice. Ms. Diane Joyce and Ms. Deanna Torres. I also have to give a shout out, because a lot of times you guys don't realize what goes on in being the school that we are, but we are a community school. And our community school partner happens to be our CBO, and I know they're out there somewhere, but Make the Road New York, Miss Sarah, Miss Sonia, I hope Uma's out there somewhere. But you know, again, there's a lot that goes into what takes place, and we owe them a huge thanks for all that they do. Last and never least, I have to give a huge shout out to my quasi right hand, or maybe my actual right hand. You guys know her as our school business manager, but pretty much she's our jack of all trades, the one and only Miss Stacy Morrison, who continues to keep the train on the tracks. Okay. So I hope I got everyone, you know, because this was a heck of a ride, you know. I mean, Mr. Negroni, he's the one that, another one behind the scenes, is scrambling to make sure that the microphone is here and we have the water, and, you know, my alumni, Serena, she's all over the place as well. So if I missed anyone, it's because we all took part in making this day a reality. And I'm just so happy to see it come to fruition, and I'm glad that the weather cooperated. And this is the point where I just kind of get to tell my graduates one last farewell. So as I wrap it up, I just want to put some context to the magnitude of the day. You know, I have to first take you back to late February. And in late February, those who follow current events, you may remember that was the time in which Russia invaded Ukraine. That's when Russia invaded a sovereign nation, and at that time, we witnessed a lot of innocent lives lost. But what struck me the most is that prior to that invasion, you almost had a way of life that was changed forever. The following month, and this wasn't covered as much, but a plane went down in China, and 132 lives were lost when the plane was brought down deliberately by the pilot. And again, for the family members, just like in Ukraine, their way of life changed forever. You fast forward to a Saturday afternoon in May and witness the senseless carnage of 10 lives lost in Buffalo, New York, by a hate-filled man, if that's what you want to call him, who decided that because of the color of a person's skin, they did not deserve to be here. But the fallout is that, again, the friends and family lives were changed forever. Less than 2 weeks later, in Uvalde, Texas, this becomes the next scene of the next senseless tragedy. 19 fourth graders and 2 teachers slaughtered. They end up on the wrong side of fate. And that community, as I said before, for the friends and families, lives change forever. How do you explain the unexplainable? How do you make sense of the senseless? I don't know the answer. But I do know for the people left behind, for the families and the friends, in most cases, there is a huge hole of sadness and a huge hole of regret. The sadness from the obvious tragic loss, for the obvious tragic loss. But the regret stems from all the things left unsaid to the departed. As the final minutes of your time at Be Smart wind down, I want you to leave with two big thoughts. Most importantly, I want you to see how the two are connected. I want you to think about adversity, and I want you to think about gratitude. First up, adversity. How do you react when something is not going your way? How do you deal with life's challenges? How do you handle adversity when it's staring you in the face? A quick story about a farmer that owned an old mule. So I want you guys to humor me with this. This farmer owned an old mule. All of you in the audience, you are the old mule. Everyone in the audience, you are the old mule. So his mule, walking on the farm, falls into a well. After the mule falls into the well, the farmer heard the mule braying. Brr, or whatever kind of sound mules make when they fall into a well. After carefully assessing the situation, the farmer sympathized with his mule. I mean, his mule gave him years and years of devoted service, helping him on his farm. But now he's down in the well, he's trying to figure out what to do. And then he makes a decision that the mule is not worth saving, nor is the well worth saving. So at that point, he makes an executive decision and calls on his neighbors and asks all of his neighbors to assist him in digging up some dirt so we can throw it in the well and put the mule out of his misery. Now remember, who's the mule? Okay. So the mule hears the farmer's story. How do you think the mule feels? Well, the mule is hysterical. He's not on board with this plan. He's like, so after all this dedicated service, you're just gonna start dropping dirt on me and bury me alive? I mean, granted, you're trying to put me out of my misery, but that's not what the mule was looking for. But as the farmer's neighbors began digging and the mule began panicking, a thought came to him, and the thought came right away. At the first thud was the sound of the dirt hitting him on the back. Then there was another thud, more dirt hitting him on the back. Thud, thud. At that moment in time, the mule had a revelation. He thought to himself, wait a second, all this dirt on my back? The mule said, you know what I'm gonna do? The mule shook the dirt off his back. And as he shook the dirt off his back, he took a step up. Then more dirt fell on his back. He shook the dirt off and stepped up. More dirt. And then again and again in his mind, he just kept telling himself, shake it off, step up. Shake it off, step up. Again and again, until at some point in time, tired and exhausted, having been in the well, at some point in time, enough dirt had landed on his back. He shook it off enough times and stepped up to the point he could triumphantly step out of the well. The mule stepped out of the well. The dirt that seemed would actually bury him became the blessing. It became what helped him, what saved him. All because of the manner in which he perceived his situation. He didn't panic, he didn't freak out. He took on adversity. He took on adversity. And that brings me to this. How you cope with adversity frames how you interpret gratitude. It frames your attitude about gratitude. My scholars, when your life seems full of troubles and hardships, it can be difficult to maintain an attitude of gratitude because all we see are our problems. This can leave us bitter. On the flip side, when everything just seems to be going smoothly, we tend to take these precious moments for granted. Our parents, our loved ones, the ones who have been there and delivered so much to us for so long that we come to expect it quite simply because they are who they are. But we cannot forget to thank them and be thankful for all that they have sacrificed for this moment. So what then is gratitude? I read somewhere that gratitude is a habit. It's a practice of looking at the world and all the good things it has to offer in any given moment. Regardless of whether or not you are happy with your current situation, gratitude triumphs over everything. I also read that gratitude is about being at peace with yourself and with all that you have, regardless of what you have. When you practice this habit of gratitude, it attracts even more things in your life for which to be grateful. So my last lesson to you is that let's start the habit of gratitude. Let's start practicing that habit today. So my scholars, I ask you to please stand, turn around, and look out to whoever your loved one is. And in some way, shape, or form, let them know how grateful you are for what they have done. Make that eye contact to your mom, your dad, uncle, grandmother, and let them know how grateful you are for this moment. Come on back. Come on back. I'm gonna get you some time. Grab a seat again. Leave today and continue to share with everyone you came with how grateful you are for all that they've done. Because after the first half of this year and the last 2 years, we know that there are a lot of people out there who never got the chance to hear those words of gratitude. We don't know what tomorrow will bring, but we do know that every day we can extend gratitude so that there is no regret. Everyone, my scholars, it has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your principal. Thank you.
Like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again. Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you, you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine just on the night, like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you worth. Make 'em go as you shoot across the sky.
Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Work so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hating, say we changing, look, we made it. Yeah, we made it. They wish and I wish and they wish and they wish and they wish on me. Yeah. I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story, it was different with me.
God's plan. I hold back sometimes I won't. Yeah. I feel good sometimes I don't. Hey. I finesse down Western Road.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old.
All right. Scholars, please stand. Got your caps on? All right. At this time, I want you to move your tassel from the right side to the left side. My scholars, by the power invested in me by the city of New York, I now declare you high school graduates of the Brooklyn School for Math and Research. Congratulations, class of 2022.
I never meant to cause you any sorrow. I never meant to cause you any pain. I'm the one who wants to see you laughing. I only wanted to see you laughing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see you bathing in the purple rain. I never wanted to be your weekend lover. I don't want to be some kind of friend. Hey. Baby, I could never steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship had to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see you underneath the purple. Honey, I know, times are changing. It's time we all reach out to something new. That means you too. You say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind.